are here again. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but I was wearing a sparkly cardigan off and on today, and it left glitter all over my chest. I tried wiping it off, but oh well, I could still see them. Anyways, today I was going to talk about the progression of my aesthetic. Since about 30 years ago, up to when I started transitioning, it was really easy. And this started back when I was in high school, and then beyond, I just wore a t-shirt, some pants, usually jeans, and on rare occasion I wore a jacket at first, and then later I switched to wearing a hoodie whenever it was cold or rainy. Well, that covers the first 29 years of the last 30 years, because then I started transitioning. And I put all of my old clothes into a big donate bin and bought lots of black lacy stuff and some black and dark green skirts. But then my wife stepped in and told me I needed to try getting some thigh-high and knee-high socks, which I always thought looked cute on women, so sure. Guess what I'm still wearing to this day? Yeah, those socks. I've washed them since then. The very first time I went out into public as a woman, at 5 weeks into HRT, I was wearing a black lacy top and a dark green skirt, because it's what I had. A week later, a black skirt this time, but ooh, look at these rainbow socks. They look so good on me. Another week later, and back to the black top and green skirt, because I was totally pushing my boundaries here, right? But by the 8th week on HRT, and I hadn't known it at the time, but this is when I switched full-time to girl mode, I was back to wearing that combination again. But look at the socks grabbing all of the attention, right? Yeah, that looked pretty nice. Anyways, I was finally convinced to try blue by my wife, and I had the most amazing experience by doing my taxes and going to my favorite restaurant as a woman for the first time. They hadn't met the new me, and they were so positive about it. Was it the shirt? Who knows? But I do know when I sent this picture to my only friend who really cared about my transition, and he gave me a response of, wow, that color looks amazing on you. Yeah, Diesel. Yeah, I feel that way too. You see, though my wife barely cared much about her own aesthetic before I started my journey, we had agreed early on that she could dress me up in something different on occasion. She would tell me to try to wear things I swear I would not have fit into, or that I would never have picked for myself. And yet somehow I did, and generally I loved them whenever I was wearing them. I mean, take this silly Christmas dress I'm wearing. It totally fits that description. But as seems to be the case anymore, she was right. Oh yeah, and I'm wearing thigh-high Christmas sockies with it, because of course. Check this out. Right? Whoop. Oh yeah. But I was a little rebellious and decided I wanted to try a full goth look. And this just isn't me. I don't like it. So this very same day, while I had the same makeup and everything on, I decided to go for a wild golden black style I grabbed for making music videos, complete with this half black, half blonde hair, and heck yeah! Instantly, I looked so much better. Plus, it matches my guitar so well. Now, if only I could find time to practice again. Different issue. So it was time to experiment. Realize a lot of this happened with clothing we found at thrift stores. I wore a pretty frilly white lace, that came into waist. White lace top to get my name legally changed when I went to court. I still like this top a lot. It's one of my basic tops that I like to wear a bit. But I wear my first dress to the Ties and Tiaras event for Trans Pride in May, and my curves were finally visible for the first time wearing this. We also found an adorable white and pink dress that I later wore to my niece's wedding reception in the beginning of June. For Trans Pride at the end of June, my wife and I actually decided that I was going to go all out. So she found this silver dress online that let you wrap it up in different styles and whatnot. And then she found Trans Pride colored a trans pride color bustle, some socks. She got me these cool earrings, and then she made a shrug for me to wear because my arms weren't covered with much of anything, so might as well add some more trans color, right? And after I got dressed up in this, I felt like a trans princess. And at the event itself, the most amazing thing happened. I couldn't walk 10 feet without somebody else stopping me to pay me a compliment on my look. And sometimes there were people waiting for the last person who was complimenting me to finish so they could then compliment me. And half of them made a big deal about that shrug too, which of course I told them my wife made. It felt awesome, my wife felt awesome, and it was basically a wonderful time. Most of the other trans women there were wearing goth style. So I stood out even more because I wasn't wearing the same style as everybody else. So yes, though I still regularly wear more normal clothes, as you've probably seen in some of these episodes, I have a fun aesthetic where I go overboard and try to find things that are eye-catching. Sometimes overly colorful or shiny. It's just my exciting style, and I look forward to them. The once or twice a month I get to actually go to something wearing something that exuberant or that flashy, especially if I get to be covered in sequins. I love sequins and rhinestones. And I mean, let's just look at this awesome dress that I wore to an event in July in Seattle. Except that the event turned out to be a scam, and it really had happened 2 months before the date of our tickets, but that's why I look so grumpy. But I looked good in it, at least. And don't worry, we got a refund for the event, just not for the absurd parking fee. Oh, anyways, and then the next month in August, I wore this rainbow outfit to the Queer Creative Connection, which I like going to. Everybody there seemed to really like it. I then tried this sparkly dress in September, but it was slightly too small, and sadly I ended up having to donate it because it kept digging into my armpits. My wife convinced me to try a pair of women's jeans for the first time, but it had rhinestones on it, of course. And I came up with this look in October. We went to a tattoo expo, which came out pretty cool. And on election day in November, I decided to overdo the blues a bit because I was trying to think positive, and then spent the rest of the month in a bit of a slump. Oof. Anyways, I went to the Victorian Christmas Celebration Festival in Puyallup just a couple of weeks ago with the full outfit I finally put together after 7 months of trying to find all of the pieces for it. I started off with the top hat. This top hat is amazing, by the way. And just like at Trans Pride, I got so darn many compliments. I freaking loved it. I'm going to wear this again soon because it's glorious. And it took so long to put it together. On a side note, I tried wearing one of my original girl mode sets of clothing again, and that really doesn't look good on me anymore. Also, when I was wearing it, I got clocked by somebody who loudly said, "Oh God, it's a man," at the store while I was wearing it. And yeah, I think it's time to start retiring a bunch of my old wardrobe now. Anyways, I hope this was fun for you to all to explore with me. Talk to you all later. Bye.